Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor, and I have got an overview for January 2024. I've got to look at it because it's such a new number yet. If I have not yet done your forecast for the year, this would probably be a really good time to do it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Get the full 12 months, and you're set with your own personal roadmap for the coming year. Now, I've got an announcement that some of you have been waiting for, and I've said it before, but now it is official. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be teaching astrology classes, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. Beginning will flow into the intermediate, which will flow into the advanced. If you are looking to study astrology for your own personal use, or whether you want to hang out your professional shingle, I'm going to be teaching astrology two places, okay? First of all, I'm going to be teaching it. I have to read it to make sure I get it right. Okay. I'm going to be teaching it virtually every Thursday, starting January 18th. That's Thursday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if that date doesn't work for the group, of course, we'll work something out, okay? So that's the first class. The second class I'm so excited about. I am going to be teaching astrology at the Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. And our first class is going to be Saturday. Let me get the date straight. Here we are. Saturday, January 20th at 11 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Now, for both of these classes, you will sign up through me, which means you go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com, and shoot me an email and tell me that you're interested in studying astrology, where you'd like to do it. I want to get to know you. I want to see if some of you may be more advanced than you realize, and you would not need the beginning 2 weeks. Okay? So just make sure that I hear from you before the dates that the classes start. A lot of people, we're busy. They forget the day, the date, where they park their car. Good grief, I'm talking about myself. Anyhow, get me your enrollment prior to class. It's not a walk-in, particularly the virtual one, but the virtual one. So for those of you in Atlanta, Saturday, January 20th, 11, Phoenix and Dragon bookstore. For those of you in any other part of the world, Thursday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to talking with you. I want to interview you and make sure you're in the right place. You know what I mean? Some of you know more than you think you do. Some of you know less than you think you do. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. No, I'm not trying to. It just comes naturally. I know. So you can see how the class is going to go. We're going to have fun. You're going to learn a lot because I'm going to teach you everything I possibly can that I know. And let's see, I started studying astrology in 1966. Shriek. Um, some of you were not even born then. So I get it. I get it. So I look forward to it very, very much. Okay, now let's talk about what's going on in the heavens to prepare you in a general way for the month of January. I'm going to talk first about the new moon and then the full moon, okay? The new moon is January 11th, and it's in 20 degrees Capricorn, 44 minutes. I'm going to, when you go through and watch your own personal video on your sun sign or your rising sign, I'll be elaborating on the placement of that particular lunation, the new moon. Now, what happens on a new moon? Energy starts growing. And you might say, my goodness, that's a little bit longer than I thought I had to wait for it. Well, on January 11th, the moon starts growing. And so the seeds that you have planted will start bearing fruit. 2 weeks later, we will have a full moon, and that's when things come to a head. That's January 25th, and this full moon is in 5 degrees of Leo. My suggestion is those of you who have a copy of your birth chart, find the new moon's placement, 20 Capricorn 44, 20 degrees 44 minutes of Capricorn. Find that in your birth chart and watch the video on your sign. And by sign, I mean either your sun sign or your rising sign or both, hopefully. Then 2 weeks later, on the 25th, we have a full moon. And that's when things come to a head. If there are going to be any arguments, it'll probably be on the full moon. Now, some people like to argue all the time. Maybe you know one of them. Do they drive you crazy? I understand. Okay, so let me go into detail now on what else is actually going on celestially. The sun, the giver of life, the yellow planet, when I go through your sun sign or rising sign, is in yellow. This is the center of our solar system. It's the center of our lives. It will be in Capricorn until the 20th, when it moves into, I march to my own drummer, I make my own rules. Within the rules that will indicate what is best for the whole Aquarius. So Capricorn is very proper, very money oriented, very practical, and moves slowly to the top of the ladder. Aquarius does its own thing and says, am I crazy or is the world crazy? I love Aquarians. All right, Venus, the planet of love and beauty and money and music, is in Sagittarius. So Venus is love. Let's just start with love. And in Sagittarius, it's very expansive. It shows its love. And it loves to travel and it loves to theorize. That is Venus. On the 23rd, it moves into I don't mope, I don't hope, I cope, Capricorn. Very, very different manifestation of Venus, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Those of you who study astrology know Sag wants to spread its wings and soar. Capricorn wants to keep on climbing up the ladder of success. Mercury is going to go retrograde, direct from being retrograde between the 1st and 2nd of January. However, it moves right into the shadow of the retrograde. Now, in the shadow of the retrograde, it feels like it's retrograde, but it's not. And my suggestion to you is to tie up all the loose ends that you possibly can while Mercury is in shadow. Now, when it's in the shadow, it feels like Mercury's retrograde, which means it's not always easy to tie up those loose ends. If you're going to have an argument, the likelihood of that is when it goes direct on the 1st, between the 1st and the 2nd, which is tomorrow. I'm just getting it under the wire. Can you tell? Okay, what else was I? Oh, Mars, wherever, oh, and excuse me, I want to tell you about Sagittarius. Mercury in Sag wants to speak in philosophical terms, concepts, principles, not he said, she said, but the big picture. And you're going to find that the big picture falls into place during the shadow. Isn't that great? I love it. Now Mars. Mars is the planet of war. Mars is in Sagittarius too. Mars in Sag, boom. It just shoots from the hip. It tells it like it is. So we've got Venus in Sag, we've got Mercury in Sag, and we've got Mars in Sag. Wherever Mars is what we'll fight with and fight for. And then on the 4th, it moves into Capricorn. Now, it does very well in Capricorn because Capricorn is a sign that rules the military. There are a lot of different books that tell you that different signs rule different subjects. It rules, Capricorn rules higher authority, not spiritual, but mundane, really nice, moving upward. And Jupiter is direct. Now, if you've been with me for the past few months, you know, I've talked about dear Jupiter, the greater benefic. Venus is the lesser benefic. Jupiter is the greater benefic. It brings blessings of all sorts. It has been retrograde, so it hasn't been functioning on its highest and best level. I am happy to tell you that now it will. And so wherever Jupiter is, it is bestowing blessings on you. I'm so thrilled to be able to share that with you. Okay, I think I've covered everything here. If you will continue watching the videos, watch your sun sign and your ascending sign. We call that the ascendant or the rising sign. It's all the same thing. It's the sign that is on the ascendant when you were born. The ascendant is on the horizon. It's on your left, okay, of the chart. That is very often stronger than the sun sign. And on that note, I think I'll end it. If you have questions about the classes or about a reading or anything at all, please go to my website, send me an email, and I will get back with you. If you don't hear from me, it's because I never got your email. Sometimes people send me money, but they don't sign up on the website. And so PayPal never receives that money. So just another little piece of information for you. So I look forward to next month when once again I give you an overview of what you can expect. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now, guys.